Sense modalities, the visual sensation and the auditory sensation. Modality means the way in which something happens or it is experienced. The sense modalities are a particular way of sensing a stimulus. For example, the visual system and the auditory system. Before going to the details, please remember to subscribe the channel. Senses. It is differentiated and categorized into general and special. And the categorization is done by considering their viability to be detected, how it is perceived and encoded. The general sense. Let us take the example of the sense of touch. You can feel the touch sensation all over the body, right? How it is happening? Because the receptors. To sense, you need receptors for the stimulus. So, the receptor for the stimulus of touch, it is present all over the body and they are in excess. That is why you can feel the touch sensation all over the body. So, that is a general sense. In addition to the sense of touch, there are some other general senses like the proprioception. It is related to the perception of the position in which the body is. So the position of the body, that is sensed through the proprioception. Then there is kinesthesia. It is a sense of body movement. The proprioception is the body position. We sense the body position, and the kinesthesia is the sense of body movement. There is also visceral sense. It plays a role in registering the stimulus for the autonomic organs or simply the organs of smooth muscles. So the general senses are the sense of touch, the sense of our body position, that is the proprioception, then the sense of our body movement, that is the kinesthesia, and the visceral organs sense. Then special sense. It can be understood by considering it in this sense that there is a specific organ of the body is devoted to it. So in special sense, a specific organ of the body is devoted to register the stimulus. For example, in general sense, the skin has many functions. It produces the sebum. It is helping in the protection of our body. Then it provides support. And it is the foundation of the sense of touch. And other receptors are present in the skin to detect the temperature and the pressure. So this creates a general sense. In special sense, there are specific organs associated with it exclusively for certain purpose, like the eyes and the ears, the nose and the tongue. The major function or the exclusive function of the eyes are to provide sight. The ears are for audibility, and the nose is for smell and the tongue is for taste. So, specific organs are assigned for the special senses. Sense modalities. In our environment, we have various stimulus. Our sense organ receive this stimulus, and what happens? There will be the process of transduction. That is, the stimulus what we have received is converted into neural activity and then it is passed on to the brain for perception. So this process happens with every sense organ. The basic sensory modalities, it include light, sound, taste, temperature, pressure and smell. How the vision occur? In vision, the sensory modality is light. The light is the stimulus. The eye will refract the light. So the light will hit the retina. Then it is converted into neural activity and then sent to the brain. So in vision, light is the modality, sensory modality. In audition or the audio thing, the sound is the sensory modality. In case of taste, the taste stimuli are encountered by the receptor cell located in the taste bud. So the taste buds in our tongue and the pharynx have this receptor and we feel the taste. In temperature modality, it elicits the symptom through cold or hot temperature. In our skin, the cutaneous somatosensory system, it detects the changes in temperature. Pressure modality. Here also the touch stimulation. It can be direct or it can be through bodily contact. Or it can be indirect. The direct is through bodily contact and indirect through the use of tool or any probe. So this tactile perception gives the information regarding the cutaneous stimulus like pressure, vibration, temperature, etc. Then the smell modality. Here the sense of smell is called olfaction. The materials constantly shed molecules and it flowed into the nose or it is taken through breathing. So the air particle contains the stimulus and the receptors in the nose will receive this and we feel the smell. Then multimodal perception. It is the ability of our nervous system to combine all of the different inputs of the sensory system to result in an enhanced detection or identification of a particular stimulus. So in multimodal perception, it will combine different inputs of the sensory system so that we will get an enhanced identification of certain stimulus. Additional senses. Equilibrioception. It is the sense of balance. It allows an organism to sense the body movement, the direction and the acceleration. And it also attain and maintain the posture equilibrium and the balance of the body. It is a physiological sense in humans and animals to prevent them from falling over as they move or stand. So, equilibrioception is the sense of balance. Then, thermoception. It is the sense of heat or absence of the heat by the skin and the internal skin passages. Perceiving changes in temperature is referred to as heat flux. That is the rate of the heat flow. The thermoception is the sense of temperature by which an organism perceives the temperature of the external environment and the internal environment, that is the body temperature. Then proprioception. It is related to the perception of the position in which the body is. Then kinesthesia. It is the sense of the body movement. Then nociception. It is a sense of physiological pain or the body pain. It signals the nerve or other tissue damage. The three types of pain receptors are cutaneous, somatic and visceral. Cutaneous means the skin, somatic means the joints and the bones, and Visceral means the body organ. So 3 type of pain receptors are there. Then chronoception. It refers to how the passage of time is perceived and experienced. This can refer to the lapse of time between the events or the duration of the event. So it is based on the time. It is connected to the time. It also plays a role in our natural rhythms like the circadian rhythm, that is our sleep pattern, and the human menstrual cycle. So these are the additional senses: equilibrioception, thermoception, proprioception, kinesthesia, nociception, and chronoception. Psychophysics. It is a branch of psychology that deals with the relation between the physical stimuli and the sensation. It quantitatively investigates how much of a stimuli we can detect and how we detect stimuli in the environment with our sensory system. So our sensory system are the vision, the auditory system, the taste, smell, and pain, right? So this psychophysics, it deals with how much stimuli we can detect and how we detect the difference between the stimuli in the environment using this sensory system. The field of psychophysics was pioneered by Gustav Fechner in 1860s. Absolute threshold, or it is the smallest detectable amount of a stimulus. If we are looking at your response to watermelon and want to measure your absolute threshold, that is the minimum amount of stimulus we need to detect it. That is the absolute threshold that we have learned in the previous video. We would look for the smallest piece of watermelon that you could taste. If we are looking at the visual sensation, we would look at the smallest amount of light that we could detect. That is known as the absolute threshold, the minimum amount of stimulus we need to sense. We need to detect the sensation. Then method of limit. To measure the absolute threshold with the method of limit, a researcher would present the stimulus in ascending order or descending order to determine the smallest amount detectable. Then method of adjustment. Here the observer or the researcher, they continuously adjust the stimulus until they can or cannot perceive it. Then method of constant stimuli. The method of constant stimuli differs from the method of limit and the method of adjustment in that it presents the stimuli in random order. In method of limit, in ascending order or descending order, the stimuli is given and we will find the threshold. In method of adjustment, the researcher himself, he will adjust the stimulus and will find the threshold. And in case of the constant stimuli, the stimulus will be provided in a random order. Then the difference threshold. The smallest detectable difference between two things, or the difference threshold. For example, if you are provided with two yellow color, then if the differences are high, then you will be able to detect it. But if the differences are very less or it is almost similar, then it will be difficult to detect the difference. So that is the difference threshold. So this is about the psychophysics, the branch which deals with the relation between the stimuli and the sensation. Now let's have a quick recap. We have learned the senses. General and special senses are there. Then the various sense modalities we have learned. Then additional senses and psychophysics. Then visual sensation and auditory sensation. The role of visual sensation is to perceive the visible clues. It allows us to visualize the object. And the auditory sensation, here the sound related attributes such as the loudness and the pitch, they are sensed. Both these topics, the visual sensation and the auditory sensation, we will discuss it in the upcoming videos. These topics will be uploaded separately in detail. So please subscribe and share. Hope you like this video. Thank you and keep smiling.